Here in Australia I was born, heave away, haul away, old Australia round Cape Horn, going to Australia. Heave away, you ruler kings, heave away, haul away, heave away, you'll hear me sing, going to Australia, going to Australia.
Marcos Ambrose, you have no idea how long it took the Wind Tunnel Boys Choir to learn the words to that song. Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks very much. Just great to be on here, Dave.
So, what did you do with your off weekend? Did you go dirt late model racing somewhere?
I've been looking for Easter eggs for about 2.5 days with my two little girls. We've got two underneath 3 years of age, 3.5 years of age. So we've been very busy in the backyard trying to find melted chocolate.
Hiding eggs. Let's talk about your car owners, first of all. Tad and Jody Geschichter have fielded nationwide cars, I guess, since the mid-'90s. Started way back with Jeff Fuller and a barn with a chicken coop attached. We'll get to Doherty in a minute, but what impresses you about these two people? You've driven for them for a while now.
Well, what impressed me most is that they signed me up.
Attaboy.
I came from left of field. I mean, I've come from as far across the world as you can get to NASCAR, and Tad signed me up basically after testing for him for 2.5 days. And, we've forged a great relationship, a good friendship, and it's just great to have someone like Tad and Jody Geschichter behind you to allow you to learn this sport. This sport, NASCAR, is the toughest racing I've ever done. And so they've given me 3 years' grace to really get ready for this cup of salt, and it's just good to have them on my side.
Is your cup of what? This cup of what? What'd you say?
I'm not sure what I said.
Sounded like cup of salt. It speaks Australian. Joking aside, and I was going to get to this later, your driving credentials are impeccable in other forms of competition, but how did that happen? How did you get that shot, that opportunity to test with them?
Well, it was really just a combination of luck, good timing, and bad judgment on my part to try and come across and have a go, because I totally underestimated how difficult it was going to be to break into NASCAR. But I'd won a couple of championships in V8 Supercar in Australia with the help of Ford, and I'd met Dan Davis and John Zemansky, two key players in the Ford racing game, a few years back, and twisted their arm to say, hey, if I was to come across to America, would you help me try and break into NASCAR? I don't know how I was going to do it, but I just knew I wanted to try. And they said, yeah, sure, would help you out. So I left a very good deal in Australia and came across on a whim. And in 2005, I flew across my own probably 5 or 6 times trying to meet people and just get to know the business. And just lucked into meeting Tad at IRP one day, and the rest is history. I tested for him and got into the truck series, crashed a lot in the first few races. I mean, just a nightmare the first 4 or 5 races, but quickly, got to a point where I could actually finish races and started to qualify well and show that promise that you need to at this level.
So this, of course, is something else you have in common with Jeff Gordon. Ford let you get away, too. Now you're a Toyota guy. You have this affiliation with Michael Waltrip Racing. It seems on the surface to be a little different than some of the other technical alliances. How did it come about? How does it work? And how has it helped?
Well, how long have we got? Because it really is quite a complicated story. Basically, Tad and Jody Geschichter have formed JTG Racing. With the help of Brad Doherty now, we call it JTG Doherty. He's a partner in what we're doing on the Cup side and also the Nationwide Series team. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to go Cup racing. They put a sponsorship package together. They nominated me as a driver. And then the point was how they're going to do it, how they're going to physically form a team and get it going. And we decided fairly early on in 2008 that we just didn't have the money to really set up a team from scratch. So we looked early on at trying to merge in or join forces with an existing Cup team, and Michael Waltrip and the crew over there have just done a fantastic job of integrating us into their package. And I feel like I'm driving for 2 teams at once. I feel like I'm a teammate to David Ruderman and Michael Waltrip. I feel very much part of MWR. At the same time, we have our own identity with JTG Doherty Racing, and it really is quite unique in this sport because we are fully integrated in with MWR. We use their facilities, we use their people, we use their cars, and we're basically a third team, even though we are an independent.
So you feel like you're driving for 2 teams, but in a good way?
Oh, very much so. I've been welcomed with those guys at MWR, and I really have to thank them a lot because this package wouldn't work unless both sides wanted to play the game and look after each other, and it's working out great right now. It's a great partnership. At the moment, it's only for 2009, but already we're looking to the future, and the season started off so well for us that I think everyone's feeling pretty good about what we're doing.
We're going to talk more about that after the commercial break, but right now we need to get that commercial break. On the other side, we're going to talk about Devil Racer's transition from road race ringer to NASCAR all-arounder. Stay tuned. We'll be talking more with Marcos Ambrose when Wind Tunnel continues, only on Speed.